So what Israel then does, saying, okay, we can't conquer them, we can't conquer Syria, we can't occupy Syria, we can't occupy Lebanon, we can't occupy Egypt, let's try to basically divide them up, but not through economic means, but through security means. Striking a deal with the Kurds, hoping that the Kurds might kind of create a bit of trouble in northern Syria, creating a relationship with the Druze and other minorities in southern Syria in order to carve out another enclave in a buffer zone. Everything is a buffer. It's not positive engagement. It's very negative engagement. Actually, it's a zero sum game, but it's a zero sum game that doesn't deliver. I mean, the Emirati zero sum game at least is one that does deliver because it's based on markets and economy and some sort of relation interdependence. The Israeli project has no interdependent element to it. It's just one-way channels, and it's not sustainable. And the Israelis need to learn that they can actually trust. There's quite a lot of people in the Arab world who wouldn't mind having a relationship with the Israelis if the Israelis became a normal country. But they're obviously not a normal country. They're becoming more theocratic. They're becoming more right-wing. My argument would be Israel of the 1990s and the early 2000s would be now in a position to have deals and relationships with all the countries around because they're quite pragmatic. The problem is Israel has changed so fundamentally that it no longer fits into that architecture.
Okay, I mean, I want to spend more time discussing Israel because I think I'm going to ask for sort of a forecast. But just before we get there, yes, they've become more theocratic. I think largely, I think it's internal security mentality, but also they, unlike the Emiratis, also rely on the USA. But the Israeli reliance on the USA is they've just had a much more bankable relationship in terms of they can act a lot more responsibly, and the US will bail them out. And it's clear that they've overreached. And I think it is unsustainable. Do you think that the Israelis will become more pragmatic over this next decade, or do you think they're just too ideological at this moment, too concerned about pretending to be a victim, and just too blinded by that? Do you think they'll kind of be able to become more pragmatic and somehow realize that they need to kind of diplomatically and sincerely engage the region in a more mutually respectful way?
For Israel, everything is a means to an end. The Abraham Accords and the relationship with the UAE is a means to an end. The relationship with Somaliland is a means to an end. And the end is always security, right? I mean, Somaliland is important because it allows them to kind of have some control in the Horn of Africa, monitoring and potentially launching strikes and potentially building a military base there. It's all, again, goes back to military and security. That is a very deep-seated strategic culture that I don't think fundamentally is going to change. And I think the 7th of October has just added another layer of a deep-seated insecurity complex. The other problem is you need to